Hello, everybody. We have made it to the final session of the day here at day 2 of AWE, and I hope everyone's had an amazing event. Just before we bring up our final speaker of the day, I do just want to mention a few things. Of course, AW Live app is available, so make sure you download the app. You can put together your agenda for tomorrow. Find exhibitors, connect with other people, network, and find those new partners. Expo Hall will be open tomorrow. I don't know if you checked it out today, but there's some amazing things happening over there, and really just blown away at what I've been able to see. Later this evening, at 7 p.m. in the Mission City Ballroom, we have the Augie Awards and the XR Prize ceremony, so please make sure you hit that up. And of course, right after this session, right outside the doors, we have our happy hour. And there's an official AWE after party this evening at the Hilton Santa Clara. And again, please hope to see you out there, and let's just network and just kind of chill out and just kind of get to know each other. If you are posting photos, if you're on social media, please use the hashtag AWE2023. And there are a number of sponsors who are a part of this program. Magic Leap, Niantic, Qualcomm, Snap AR, XReal are our titanium sponsors. And of course, we have gold sponsors with Ant Reality, Arbor XR, HoloLight, Lenovo, Sightful, and Zapar. And tomorrow, day 3, we also have, again, the Snap and Niantic lounges will be open, and the expo hall will also be open. Definitely check out some of those haptic gloves, and there's headsets and experiences. There's a big wrap-up, and then a Best in Show Awards, and of course, other long list of sessions tomorrow. So with that said, I do want to bring our final speaker up of the day. And, the world's changed. My typical workday, I am using a lot of video type of communications. I don't use the phone much. It's mostly team calls, Zoom calls, text messages, emails, even less than emails, mostly text messages, believe it or not. So that brings us up to how we are communicating and the evolution of the video conference, what that looks like, and why bringing people together in this virtual space, right, really isn't enough. There's more we can do. And our next speaker, Janosch Amstutz, he is the founder and the chief executive of Beem, and he's going to come up and talk about the table stakes of application for spatial web. So let's hear it from him.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I need a clicker. Here we go. What an incredibly strong crowd finishing off the afternoon. Thank you all so much for joining. What I'm going to present today, I hope, is much more important than that first drink at the bar. In this conference, and I've been to many of these AWE conferences, we often see people come up on stage and talk about what. What have we done? We've done this, we've done that, our technology looks like this. That's often what a technologist would say. What I want to talk about is why. Why have we got to this stage? Why have we been to so many AWEs looking at when this technology is going to break into the mainstream? And for me, the why has always been the most important. Why do we need a new technology? Why do we need a new communications tool when we've had so many effective communications tools in the past? I'm Jan, the founder and CEO of Beem, and I grew up as a hippie child. I grew up on a small hippie community, a forest block of 200 acres, 40 families, all building their own houses. This was my house. I grew up in a coastal town in Eastern Australia called Byron Bay. Now, you can't see it on this side of the roof, but the sunnier side of the roof has solar power. The roof caught our rainwater, and the white tower in the middle is the rainwater tank. I grew up knowing that I had to switch the lights off at 7 p.m. so that we would have electricity the next morning. My black and white television connected to the 12-volt power system was about the size of today's iPhone screens. For me, The Simpsons were grayscale. And I thought I was the most disadvantaged child in the world. I thought that being called Mushroom Drink Boy 25 years before kombucha was cool was a major, major disadvantage. And when I grew up, I tried to punish my parents for giving me this shitty utopian upbringing. Now, what I didn't realize is that growing up on an intimate hippie commune, kind of like an Israeli kibbutz, gave me a superpower. It gave me an environment where communication, specifically in-person communication, was key. Communicating between individuals in the same location, to me now as an adult, seems like almost a forgotten skill. We've become a global society. We've become a society that's very connected over distance, and we've used technologies to connect ourselves. From cave paintings to carrier pigeons and marathon runners creating the Olympics, to Morse code, which gave us two things: instantaneous communication and the British Empire, to the telephone. And that's how I got to know my family halfway across the globe. I'm originally Swiss, and I got to know my family on the telephone with a 2-second delay from Switzerland to Australia. And that telephone gave us intimacy for the first time over distance using voice. Fast forward to today. We have this incredible technology called video conferencing, which is the gold standard of communication. However, it was invented in 1968 by AT&T. Now, we've always had these evolutions in communication. And it's not been an evolution because we have a bunch of technologists wanting to create something new. It's to solve a problem. And that problem is how do we create intimacy, trust, and effective communication over distance? So each of these evolutions that we've had have gone that step closer to the holy grail of communication. And that holy grail is why we have this incredible crowd here in the room: in-person, effective communication. My company, Beem, is not as good as in-person communication. However, what we've created is the Star Wars Jedi Council, AR hologram communication, the ability for an individual to stream themselves from one physical location into someone else's space digitally, to create that next best thing, that intimacy called presence. Presence that video conferencing doesn't provide, presence that only, to date, physical interactions have created for our society. Beem, in its essence, is a utility product. And we've often seen augmented reality used for great experiences, flash in the pan, marketing gimmicks, games, things that someone will pick up for a weekend and then forget about by Monday. What the AR community and what the AR ecosystem is going to thrive on is utilities, things we use on an everyday basis. And communication is one of these technologies that are going to be key for the mass adoption of the AR ecosystem. We've created hologram communication. I call it the love child of Star Wars Jedi Council and WhatsApp. The ability for anyone to message themselves from one location to another, to be present in someone else's space, either in one direction or bidirectionally using glasses. How it works is you simply record yourself using your phone or any RGB camera and either live stream yourself or send a recorded message of yourself to anyone else in the world. No fancy technologies, no film studios, no depth cameras, and someone simply gets a message that says they've received a beam. And then you see the individual either in real time on a call or in this case on the screen as a recorded message on demand, providing that sense of presence in the space. Now, this is exciting on mobile. However, as we know, the next evolution in communication and computing is augmented reality. We, as a tech company, can become that core feature for the entire augmented reality ecosystem. There is rumors of glasses launching next Monday with a heavy focus on the communications ecosystem. However, often we've seen in the past that communication hasn't been calling. It's been avatars, emoji characters, a giraffe talking to Luigi in a virtual space. However, that is not an evolution to communication. That is simply creating co-presence in a digital space. Try being a startup, pitching to an investor, and you're Princess Peach and they're Super Mario. You can't convey that credibility. Or in the case of some of our partners, try beaming yourself into your client space as a doctor. And basically here, creating that presence in an intimate client-doctor relationship. Some of our tech and distribution partners that are already on board to deploy this technology into every single AR device are T-Mobile, Qualcomm, SAP, Lenovo, among others. Our academic partnerships we've built up over the past couple of years. Yale University, for example, has been testing using Beem in their children's hospital, where a child is going through cancer treatment and is in isolation for many, many months and is not able to have the physical presence of their family and loved ones. That connection, that intimacy, where the human connection, i.e. the physical face-to-face, is not possible, can be solved using a technology like ours. Other universities are already using this for remote lectures and training. We've just launched Beem for Business. Obviously, the crowd is huge here, but the people watching online will be able to see this, scan the QR codes, and see some examples of where our technology has been deployed in the corporate space. We do know that most of the AR glasses over the next 1 to 2 years will go into the business space. Companies like Lad Bible, like TEDx, like the British military have used our technology for communications purposes. What I want to sum up on here is that we have an amazing opportunity this year to finally reach that stage of maturity in the market for augmented reality. And while we do see a huge swathe of solutions coming onto the market, the utility solutions, the ones that really matter for the day-to-day life, are the ones that are going to win. And I do hope that the ecosystem is being built out with these companies that are able to create something that can drive humanity forwards and not just the viewer numbers on a marketing campaign or a shooter game. I really appreciate your time. You can scan this code to book a meeting with me, or you can drop by the drinks at happy hour, which is starting as soon as I press this buzzer. I really appreciate your time and appreciate you listening into why I believe communication and not co-presence is a table stakes application for the augmented reality ecosystem, and that I believe Beem will win it. Thank you.